Okay, so here is our Unit 6 radical functions makeup credit problem. It says let f of x equal 4x to the 4/3 and g of x equal 2x plus 4. And then we are solving for x. And it gives us this equation. It says f of g of x equals 64. So that tells us that we're going to be plugging in g of x into f of x. That's that because of this f of g. Okay, so our first step is to plug that in, like I mentioned, into f of x. So we plug in the 2x plus 4 into this x value right here. And that gives us 4 times 2x plus 4 to the 4/3 equals 64. So in order to isolate this term, we have to divide it by 4. And because we divide it by 4 on this side to isolate it, we also have to divide it by 4 on this side. Okay, so then step 2 is once we divided it, this side cancels. 64 divided by 4 is 16. And we're left with 2x plus 4 to the 4/3. So our next step is to multiply 2x plus 4, or sorry, the 4/3 power. In order to cancel this out, we need to multiply it by its inverse, which is 3/4. So we multiply it by that and it cancels. And then because we multiplied, again, something on this side, we have to do the same thing to this side. So this also becomes 16 3/4. This side just cancels. 16 3/4 is 8. And then because these two terms are even numbers, we have to put them into an absolute value bracket. So we have the absolute value of 2x plus 4 equals 8. And then we can flip that around to read 2x plus 4 equals plus or minus 8. And so the next step, and then we can do that because this is telling us the same thing. This is saying plus or minus this. So if we flip it to this side, we can do that. And then so we're left with 2x plus 4 equals positive 8, or 2x plus 4 equals negative 8. Again, that plus or minus. So to isolate the variable, we have to subtract 4 from this side, and because we did it on this side, we also have to do it on this side. That leaves us with 2x equals 4. And because we want to isolate x, we have to get rid of this 2. So we divide it by 2, and that cancels as well. And then we're left with 4 divided by 2, which gives us 2. And this is one of our solutions. So let's go over here to 2x plus 4 equals negative 8. So again, we subtract 4 from this side. We have to subtract it from this side because we did on this side. Then divide it by 2, which cancels out this 2 because a number divided by itself is 1. And we don't write that 1. So we're negative 8. Unlike this side, this becomes 4. This is now negative. So we're left with negative 12. We divide that by 2 and we get negative 6. So these are our two potential solutions. However, we have to check if one of them is extraneous. And the way we do that is we plug in both potential solutions, 2 first and then negative 6, or vice versa, into our original equation. So you would plug in 2 for x here, and if we're left with a true statement, 64 equals 64, then it is a real solution. And these work out to be both if you plug in 2 or if you plug in negative 6, they both give you 64. Because it's a true statement, there's no extraneous solutions, meaning neither of these is an extraneous solution. And that concludes my explanation. Thank you.